Entitled Dad is not happy Mexican restaurant doesn't serve chips and salsa. My dad really likes Mexican food, if you can call it that. When we go out to a Mexican place, he will always call ahead to make sure they serve chips and salsa. If they don't serve it, he doesn't go there. He'll complain to us how they are being cheap for not serving chips and salsa. I tried to explain to him multiple times that chips and salsa is not traditional Mexican, but he always responds, "So? They should still serve it anyways." When we go to a Mexican place with chips and salsa, he always demands 4 bowls of salsa and 2 bowls of chips for himself. Overall, he is like that one customer who asks for 100 different things, and I could totally see the server and management being annoyed with him. I know the story is not as dramatic as the other Entitled Parent stories, just find it frustrating and embarrassing to deal with this when I go out. Entitled Parents got completely destroyed by my mum. Hello, this is my first story here. Sorry if my English isn't good, that's because I'm not a native speaker. For some context in this story, my mum's friend, go to Brenna. That's a Polish name. We are Polish and live in Poland, where the Polish people live. There's a river going all across the town, and there's usually 4 people per slot. We have a dog, Border Collie, the best dog I have ever met. Okay, to the story. Cast AX is me. M is mum, F is mum's friend, EGM is entitled grandma, EGP is entitled grandparent, K1, K2. So we were just doing stuff. Mum was reading a book. Me and mum's friend were in the river. At that place, the water was only 10 centimetres. Talking about Subnautica. Mum's friend plays only Minecraft and Soul Knight, but it's not important for the story. About an hour later, enter a family of entitled grandparents. Kid 1, who was probably 5, started crying. Grandmother yelled at my mum's friend. He is 46. This is how it went. Why this dog isn't on a leash and a muzzle? It's not my fault that your grandson started crying. Get out of the water. Now. Hey, don't yell at us. We are just minding our own business. And you stinky old man can't tell us what to do. Oh yes? Will you say the same thing if I call the cops? At this point entered my mum. And trust me, if you mess with her, you better run the fuck away from her if you don't want to be completely destroyed. The fuck did you say to my child? Oh boy, they were shocked. You better watch your fucking mouth, bitch. My mum was so pissed, she said a lot, but I'll skip this part because it was mostly swears. They left, cops didn't arrive, and the rest of the day was chill. My boyfriend's entitled grandmother. Honestly, there are so many stories I could post about this woman, it's insane. But today I want to post about her demanding we change the name of our soon-to-be born daughter. Yeah, you read that right. She literally demanded we change the name of our daughter to a J name because it's family tradition. This is after she knows we've been arguing for months about it before finally settling on a name we both agreed on. She even pressured her own daughter into this too, which is why my boyfriend and most of his siblings also have J names. And to top it all off, this is basically just narcissism on her part, since guess what her name is? Jenny. So she just wants pretty much everyone in the family to have a J name like her. That, and plus she's demanding to be at the hospital when my daughter is born, when I've already told my boyfriend the only one I want in the room is him. Anyway, rant done, and just wanted to share this. Entitled mother won't let me use debit card. My mum and I opened a co-signed bank account when I was 17 and about to start college. The whole point of the account was to only use it to buy books for school, but she uses her debit card almost daily for groceries and eating out, while I'm not allowed to use mine at all. Every time I ask her if I can use it for something other than school supplies, she says no and tells me to use cash instead. Then gets mad at me if I spend too much cash in 1 month. She won't let me get a job while I'm in school either. She keeps telling me to focus on my studies and worry about finding a job during the summer. I'm almost 21 and I'm still dependent on my mum for not just money, but a lot of other things too. I'm like this close to cutting out my debit card. After all, what's the point of having one if you're not even allowed to use it? Ed doesn't care that his kid's in danger. I'm fixing the jungle gym, replacing some plastic windows a kid smashed out at one of the facilities I work at. I'm up on a ladder, taking down broken plastic, and I hear the gate for the area open. I get down and walk over to Ed. Sorry, this area is closed for maintenance, nobody's allowed in here. It's okay, my kids want to play. No, it's not okay, it's not safe. There's broken plastic everywhere, I have very sharp tools inside, and I'm up on the ladder. No, it's okay, they're very careful, they will stay away from where you're working. No, the entire area is not safe, you need to wait until I'm done fixing everything. To kids, go play, it's okay. My co-worker walks up as I block the kid from entering the area further. What's going on? He said it was okay for my kid to play whilst he's fixing things. No, I said repeatedly it's not safe. You need to go do something else. You and your kid need to leave this area now or we'll have to remove you from the facility. That's when my co-worker distracted the kid and led them away. Luckily, ED luckily followed behind after calling me something in a language I don't recognise. Your dad died. Well, my sister died. Okay, so my dad last November was hit and killed by a car. I'm 17 and have 4 other siblings living with me. This story involves my grandmother, who we'll call EG, Mum will be M and I will be me. So we were planning a vacation for Christmas instead because we didn't want to be here for Christmas as we missed my father. We were planning on a cruise and like 2 days in Florida when entitled grandmother invites herself and my 2 cousins, leaving out 1. Okay, whatever, fine. I like them, they can come. Then she changes it so we go on a road trip down there instead. Why? But whatever. Eventually she convinces my mum to scrap the cruise and spend the whole time in Florida. We don't get the money to go until the day before the trip, so we fly. An entitled grandmother is low-key salty. The whole time we are there, she makes my mum pay for everything. My mum gives her, $1,500 to rent a van. She never rents it and keeps the money. Then the same day for Christmas, my mum gives her $500. Everything my mum wants to do, she discourages, and uses my little sister to prove her point. At one point we are leaving Universal and I'm playing with my younger cousins, pretending to fight, and she yells at me on the bus back. I sulk and put my hood over my head and start to cry. I'm hiding it because I just missed my dad and didn't want them to worry. My mum sees I'm crying and I tell her. I start to have an anxiety attack and start stuttering. We get back and I'm sitting in the room telling my mum why I was crying exactly. An entitled grandma walks in, interrupts me and starts talking about how when she lost her sister like 5 years ago, she was sad too. And I get it, but really? To make matters better, the whole situation made me sick and I missed the last few days of the vacation. Hey, thanks for watching to the end. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead. I always see them. I always enjoy engaging with them. You can subscribe if you want, if you choose to. No, there's no pressure to. Or you can click one of the other videos on the screen now. Or you may even have a favourite subreddit that you'd like covered.